Alright, so hey guys, WaifuGate here again. We're trying to record for the epic match of the week. We've got Conqueror here, I think on U-White Control versus Temur Reclamation. I'm running Chris B's list. This is the same list that I've been running on the ladder. So this is fine, I think. Keeping double answer to Teferi seems really nice. We want an untapped blue just so we don't have to shock ourselves here. And we're in pretty good shape to win this game, or at least give Conquerors a run for his money, so to speak. They're probably just going to Omen of the Sea here. Usually what they have 2 mana open for. They also have like a Dispute open potentially. We also give them a read on the engine for MTGA that we have a 1 mana spell potentially for Teferi. So what we're gonna have to do actually is shock this land in. That way we can double Dispute. Like if they go Teferi and then they have a Dispute, they could also have a an Omen of the Sun to flash in end of turn here. Or that works too. We don't care about that yet. We'll care about that soon though. Once it starts chipping away at our life total, especially since we shocked there. If anything, at end of turn, we can fire off a dragon fire at it. Yeah. And they let it go. That's pretty low value from us, since they cycled for that. And then we just chill out here. Now, the problem with this strat is that they can very easily play Teferi and hold up a veto, which we can't interact with for the most part. Like, we can and we can't. So, I'm just going to Thassus for 2 here, I think, just so I'm using my mana efficiently. And if they dispute this, it's fine. We care a little bit, but not a lot. We get to Uro here. Allows us to develop some more lands. Sweep is actually not super dead in this matchup because we trade pretty well with it for Omen of the Sun. They get value out of it because they get the Scry or the Yorion value, but it's not that bad. They probably just chemisters again, right? They're just deciding on a card to discard for it for the jumpstart cost. We're not allowed to counter that, sadly. Yeah, and then they probably have the veto, right? So, or another dispute. They might have all 3. Oh, nope, it resolves. Nice. Okay. That's a lot of our resources. Did we win the previous match? We did. So we can grab whatever off of this. It's probably just going to be blue, right? Then we can just Uro here, I think, right? And then if they have Teferi, they have Teferi. Hopefully we like draw into a counter spell. I don't think we have many main though. Like any main like hard counter spells. But that Blast Zone does help. There's not too big of a difference, hack 'em. It's just that sometimes if I don't want to deal with looking at the stack, I'll sometimes just be lazy. And target the Teferi because I know I can't misclick on it and accidentally hit one of my own counter spells. Even though it like asks you if you're sure most of the time. Shatter's fine here. Drew us into another cycle card, which is nice because that's good for Uro. I mean, I think we just play Uro again. We just get to draw and go here. Okay. We can work with this, I think. We've got a Scry end of turn. Dream Trawler. That's an issue. I can add 3 counters to Blast Zone. I could also dig for Shark Typhoon here. But I think I'm just going to add 3 counters to Blast Zone here. I think I might have to pop that for him. They're going to gain a bunch of life here, which is rough. Ah. That is pretty good. So we're doing this before combat. They probably have a veto. Neutralize. Oof. Yeah, that's pretty much game. I'm okay with scooping that one up. That's pretty tough. So we go neutralize. Gust. Not gust. We bring in this. We take out the sweeps. The Dragonfire and 1/1 here. Probably one of these. And we cut Uro. Because they're probably keeping in like a glass casket or two. So, and that's pretty much the board that we have for you, White. There's a sideboard guide that Chris has up on, I think it's an Excel sheet somewhere. I can link that in chat. But it pretty much covers like the control matchups, Bant, U White, etc. So that's pretty nice just to have the dude who's put a lot of time into the game. I think we have to mull this. This is a little bit better, but it's still a bit sketchy. Probably put back Brazen. I'm just gonna cast this right now because they can't interact with it on 1 mana and they can't dispute it. So it doesn't make sense to give them the option to dispute it. I can keep dispute open even though it doesn't matter too much. They probably just omen end of turn. So now we just swing out. Now this thing is super weak to Shark Typhoon. You don't want to swing this when your opponent has 3 mana up. Unless you're willing to contest it with Brazen Borrower plus still having a counter spell in your pocket. No, it's just not worth it typically. And I'm just gonna draw a card here with the mana. We'll slowly churn out this game with this guy. No attacks because they probably have Shark Typhoon. And even if they don't, it's just not worth risking it. I did this before he could get second blue mana up, so he can't neutralize. The plan there. Then we just dispute that, and we're pretty much set, I think, at this point, to just kind of take the game in our own hands. Start pumping out 3/3s. No, they have to have Shatter. And if not, we just kind of skate along and get this win. Archon. Sure. I don't think that does it though, right? They can block here 3, 6, 7. It's still lethal. Yeah. Alright, so game 3. Let's see if we can bring it in. Now, they're probably going to sideboard in more board wipes and stuff here and there, but we still stick to the general game plan for the most part. Like, we could go back to more of the expansion explosion win cons where we have slightly more copies of expansion, because we trimmed a wilderness and an expansion to make room basically for the night packs that won us that game, like the night pack ambusher there. And I think our mulligan actually won us the game there. Like, keeping a very safe hand was better. This is a little weird, but I think we can get there if we draw one other land. You have to get green here before the end of turn, like before it comes back to us, so we can have an untapped source, which our hand is pretty weak. And we just try to growth spiral here. They can dispute this and it would hurt a little, but thankfully we got our land drop. Now we just need one more and we're kind of okay. There we go. What I'm talking about. That is what I am talking about. So Omen of the Sea, no sea or sun. Interesting. Archon. What I'm thinking of is that I can bounce that after I resolve Night Pack Ambusher, potentially. If I just bounce that, and then I can dispute it next turn, potentially. I could just deal with this right now and dispute it. But I think I'd rather just cast my own Ambusher. See, now it's a little awkward, right? I don't think I should have let him resolve first time, because now we're behind on lands and such. We have to let this happen. And then they're gonna try to cast the Brazen end of turn. We can dispute, and that's okay. Well, I mean, there's a good chance that they drew into dispute. Okay, so that goes away. Well, that's nice. Just that we have the wilderness developed, so we basically double our mana now. not terrible, but it's not great either because they're actually hitting land drops and we're not. Elspeths. It's got to be like negate, right? Or Thassa's for 1 again. Kind of like Thassa's for 1. Because it uses more mana. Negate, I'm allowed to do something else and then, you know, develop stuff. So here I can just cast the Nightpack Ambusher, untap, and then protect it, which is kind of cool, but also a little rough. Because we're still limited on 4 mana, you know? There we go. That's a little bit better. They can make a shark. That's fine, right? Yep. They get 2 chumps. So there's chump number 1. We can go like this first for good habits, let that resolve. Yep. Go to the bottom, they draw, we get the token, and then we can bounce this. And then we can cast this. And then we untap and we can still protect with neutralize plus negate. This is very, very strong. So set the end stop just for good habits. Swing out. Swinging through. Big damage. Pretty big damage, I would say. So trigger, always put the wolf on top. To do this, you can just go to gameplay and turn that stuff off. So we get our wolf first. And then we can float our mana. Like if we want to, we can float. I want more blue than that though. Then we can go like this. And then this. Just to make use of all of our mana. Recycle, neutralize, trying to find a board wipe probably. And now we've got a Shark Typhoon to threaten a 3/3 as well. Neutralize, yeah, they're digging for the board wipe here. We might have it. Like, we got really far ahead. Really, really fast. Because even now, even if they shatter, they would have to have, yeah, just tough. Yeah, shatter, GG, yep. Yeah, we just swarmed him down. And that was that was really close some of the games though. And that last game was pretty close too until I got more lands and stuff. That was pretty close. Yeah. Thanks for the game, Conqueror. I appreciate it, man. That was a good match. So if you guys are interested, I do a epic game of the week, or like, you know, best game, best 2 out of 3 each week. Usually post it toward, usually I post it on Thursdays most of the time. So this one will be going up pretty soon. And appreciate you guys chilling out and watching the video. If you guys have any questions, or maybe you want to be featured in best game of the week, you can drop by the stream and say hi and see what's up. So see you guys soon.